of the school volunteered because we felt it would be a chance, good chance to a good way to get overseas, and cause we wanted adventures, and so we were sent to Korea. I arrived in Korea December the 4th, 1950. That was in the middle of the war. That was shortly after the Chinese had entered the war in support of the North Korea. And that's my first day in. It was like, it was something that you couldn't even imagine, Yeah.
December the 4th, 1950.
Right. And from there, Incheon, we proceeded up north, which was, I joined my outfit, the 24th Infantry Regiment, at Pyongyang, in fact, the capital of North Korea. But the United Nations forces were being pushed back, in other words, yeah. Yeah, so it was dead in the winter, about 25 to 35 below zero.
Wow.
And at that time, Milton was my squad leader. And
when you arrived?
When I arrived, yeah.
So do you have any memory of first meeting him? I mean, I know it's a long time ago.
Oh yeah. When I first met him, well, he came to pick up the replacements. And then from there, the truck dropped us off at a certain point and took on loaded, GIs that was retreating from the north. And we were probably about a half a mile from the position, from the 24th Infantry position. And so he was one of the people who came to pick us up and guide us to our new unit, which was the 24th Infantry Regiment. So, and that was the first time, we met. And then I was assigned to his squad. There were 6 of us in number. And I think it was 3 of us went to the first platoon. And I was assigned, I went to the first platoon. And I was assigned to his squad, which was the first squad of the first platoon.
First squad, first platoon.
Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was the very first day that you arrived. You met him then?
But the very first day, the first hour, it wasn't probably about 3 or 4 hours after. I don't know how long the truck ride, but
What was he like as a person? What do you remember of him like as a person?
Yeah, he was a likable guy. He wasn't a goof off type. He was the real serious military type guy. He was the sort of guys that would, what I learned later, that planned to make a career of the military. So he conducted himself in that way, So he was a leader. He was actually a leader that we respect, because you have to gain respect. Officers and those in charge has to gain respect of his men, that's following him. And right away, he was, he had our attention, in other words. Yeah.
So he was in charge of 6 guys?
Well, the full squad the strength is 12, as I recall. And we had about 8 members. Because, the others had been wounded, because they had retreated. They was in full retreat, the whole unit front. And so, and our unit at the time was put in a blocking position. That's to sort of hold back the North Koreans and Chinese, mostly Chinese back then. And, while the remaining could pull back.
Excuse me.
To be reorganized. And the medical, the ones that needed medical attention.
So that was in December when you met him. He was killed in July 17th of 1951.
Right.
So you were together from December 4th through the date that he died.
Right. Yeah, we did.
And then you remember, you shared with me a little bit of information about you were the point man at that time, and he was the person at the rear of the group?
Yeah, well, you know, the squad, I think we probably had about 10 men in the squad at that time, you know. And so as squad leader, I was assistant squad leader, I guess, in you know, duties, right? So he was, I was point. And so he was actually about 8 to 9 men